Test, test. Do you hear me now? This should be working. Give me 555. Let me know quickly. I have no idea. It was on. Are you hearing me now? Let me know. It should be. Test, test. Do you hear me now? This should be working. Okay. Give me 555. Let me know quickly. Okay, gotcha. I have no idea what happened. Everything was the same. I just plugged it back in and then it started working. It's only the only time when I don't test it, it's not working. So thank you, SK. Thank you for letting me know. Otherwise, I'm just talking, and sometimes people don't want to say anything or they're shy, and then I'm just rattling on. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. So, okay. After the weekend, we need to. Let me switch this off. There we go. How's it going? So it was a big milestone in the weekend. I hit 100, so that was really exciting for me. That I was hoping it would happen during a live stream, but it was in the weekend. Thank you. Yeah, it's always, you want to start perfect, but after the weekend, sometimes these things happen. I'm doing great. How are you? I do feel like I still need to sometimes just, after the weekend, you just need to get back into the game. There we go. There we go. Okay, so has everybody seen ICT's latest video? I mean, if you're ICT trader. There we go. Things are fine. Let's see. Okay, let's get into it. We can chit chat when there's no. So I've been trading for 6 years in total, but I started with retail and then I found ICT 3 years ago. And I've been, from that moment on, things started to click, and that's where I became profitable. So I have a lot to thank to ICT, but I added a lot of time elements into it. So I don't only trade ICT, I incorporated more time-based elements, meaning algorithmic trading, looking for signatures of the algorithm, because the algo is scripted against time, not price. So that's what it actually means, being time-based. But I'm trying to figure out if people are interested in that, and I'll incorporate it more, because I don't want to give too much information and give information overkill on the charts and speaking a lot. So it's all about you guys. Let me know if there's more interest to go deeper. I will mention some things more, and I will try to feel the waters if people are interested. But anyway, when I got on this morning quickly, I was looking at NQ. This is the 150 to 210 macro, which I am building a model around. When I was looking, it was hovering around the midnight, so I wasn't interested yet in trading. So I missed this trade, but that's okay. We have enough time to get into trading and to do to form some nice trades, I guess. But let us quickly also have a look at gold, because we missed the move. It's going to maybe run out in this fair value gap, and we'll watch it and we'll frame a trade. It's okay to miss a move when you just get on. You don't want to rush into anything. That's where I make the mistakes. That's when I make my losses. So no FOMO, guys. We're just going to easing. London is not even open yet, so just having a look. We're also back into this area of consolidation, right? So we have to be a little bit careful. Let's see what it does, if it breaks out of it, or are we going to consolidate. Now we had a lot of consolidation already since midnight, so that's good. I'm both SK. I do both. I do prop firm, funded next currently, and because I like their rapid challenge, and I have my own account. So I do both, because once you're funded, I've got to deal with consistency rules, and sometimes on my distribution days where I'm vested, I don't want to have consistency rules. Then I go back into live account, and but normally I trade just the evaluations and my funded, both of them. So yeah, it's best to have both actually, to be honest. And you mix and match, I guess, and you build. Um, you always have a few evaluations on the side. You have when you have a funded, because sometimes you don't want to deal with the rules of the one. So we're living in a very good time where we can also look at different companies. So yeah, it looks like NQ is going to take out this high that is formed during this macro. So 210, let me see here. Let's have a look quickly at the 15. Where are we in? So we do have equal here, so relatively equal, we can say. But let's have a look at gold quickly, guys. I just wanted to show something on gold. How about you, SK? How have you been with your journey? Where are you in your journey? And what do you expect? What do you want from? What are you looking for when you join a stream? Okay, so why am I interested in gold right now as well? Because we are moving down and we have two unfilled opening range gaps. I use them a lot. So the opening range gaps are the gaps between 4:15 end of the day and when they open right at 9:30. So RT, some people call it the RTH gap. And now this one has been filled, the Friday one, yes, and we went over, but we still have one from Wednesday. Now it doesn't have to fill it, right? So that's what ICT also says. They don't have to fill it, but we made a low here, and I just want to see if we are going to go, because we're close to it, if we might go into it a little bit deeper, because we had quite a bit of a run for gold, obviously, as everyone knows. I mean, it's no secret. So I'm just curious to see if we are going a little bit higher into the fair value and then go into it. So I'm watching this for a little bit later. See if I can frame anything around this area here. Yeah, but we might just go back into the range and leave this again for some later time. So I'm struggling. I'm unprofitable, just trying to find someone who is more in market than me, so I will learn from him or her. Yes. Being, what is the hardest stage is when you are getting more knowledge and you become unprofitable or break even, and that phase is a long phase, but it's actually a very good phase as long as you're making progress. But it's actually the phase where you get you feel a little bit discouraged at some point, because I've been there as well, and like, oh my god, how come I've been studying for 1.5 years? Well, I started to become profitable after 6 months, 8 months of ICT, but then it goes in phases. Then you have like a fallback, and then you go back up again, and you're stagnant again. But then you are profitable, but just in that, just not the amount that you want. So, is it very low? Are you kidding me? Okay, let me check. What's going on with my? It should be high. I'm in the red. I'm testing. Let me put my test on. I'm gonna test it because. Are you on a laptop or because I'm in the red now? Hold on, I'm gonna test it myself on my own computer. Why are you not working? I'm in the red. I have good sound. If anyone else is, I should be okay because I'm at max already. I think it should be at your end, SK, because I'm in the max. I can't put it any higher. So, but yeah, no, I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm profitable, but the question is why? Do you need more technical knowledge, or do you need more mindset, right? Because you can have technical knowledge, but if you're over trading, revenge trading all the time, then it's hard. No problem, no problem. But yeah, let me know if do you have a solid model? Do you have a model that you can trust? For example, if I don't have my model, I just try not to trade anymore. So that's one of the things that's very important. But it takes time, SK. I mean, sometimes it's just it takes time when you start and you start strong. You learn something, and some things need to some things need to click at one point, and then you get into the flow. But it's not an easy journey. But hey, I'll tell you one thing: it's not supposed to be easy. But the people that don't give up and the people that keep going, and that's why I'm also very um, eager to work on mindset and practice patience. And me, streaming also helps me being more patient because I have an over trading issue as well. If I let myself go, I can do weird stuff. I can tell you that honestly. I'm being fully transparent. So I really need to help keep myself in check, and I trade very mechanically. So I have models that are very based on time, and so I take it from one level to a specific level, and I get out. I don't care if it goes for any further. So that's how I am building my discipline by trading pure mechanically, pure data driven. So if I go over my trades, you'll see that at some point I will use, if I see it, sometimes if I don't see it yet, so like now we're just starting, I've been going over the charts, I've been journaling, but now, we've got a new day and I can see we're in consolidation on gold and in NQ. So I really am waiting for a better um, price action where I can frame my trades in a mechanical way, which helps my mindset. But listen, mindset, I made a good video on that. Is over the over trading revenge trap because I went into it like, why does it happen to me sometimes? Like when you get more experience, it's not that it doesn't happen anymore. It happens less because you can sometimes train your brain. And it is not discipline only, it's biology. The market is designed for us to lose money. Hey, SK, just join the stream, and yeah, I mean, if I can help anyway, I will. But no, I don't. You should not come to this stage to that you are broke mentally, because that means you're going too far in it. You have to reset yourself and just don't trade until you feel better. Promise me that for now. What do you trade, by the way? How do you trade? Do you have prop firms? Okay, let's go back to NQ. I just want to see if we get out, if we're just consolidating. I won't trade now here. We did not break the 210 macro high. Um, now we're making a nice low again. Uh, SK, listen, just join the stream and tell me every time where you are, how you feel, and we'll try to lift you up. I mean, I must honestly say the people that are joining the community are really awesome so far. They're very helpful. I've got people that are very experienced already. I've got some people that just started but doing very well, but also still struggling with the mindset, over trading, losing their evaluation because they're almost there. So it's all part of the growth part. So, but it's bad when you feel really broken. Then it's time to really take a step back and just don't keep trading because then you'll get you'll feel worse at some point. But yes. Now, okay, you see what happened here. We did not take this high. We created another high here on NQ. I just want to see. I have more bearish than bullish, to be honest, on NQ. But SK, are you trading a prop firm or are you trading your own money? And what are you trading? NQ, or are you doing CFDs? Are you Forex? What do you do? Now, you see what I don't like about NQ is that we're hovering around the midnight again. So as long as it's not clear if we are in consolidation around midnight, I lose interest in trading because I really wanted either to break away from midnight, or either it makes a new high above this high, or we just go down and we move away into the weekly open, to the daily open. So that's what I'm waiting for. This doesn't interest me at all. I'm not interested. If you're a scalper, yeah, it might, but then I would really want to be sure that we're in a range. Now, Monday, I call it ping pong Monday. Why? Ping pong Monday, ping pong Tuesday. It depends if we don't have the ping pong Monday. What do I mean with that? That is on Monday and Tuesday, I use these boys and girls, my favorite ones, the NWOGs. Let me just add another one. I want to have 6 of them. The new week opening gaps, I use them. Why? Because on Monday, sometimes when we do have a ranging day, you will see them ping pong between the NWOGs and the event horizon, and the event horizon is the midpoint between 2 NWOGs. So I would like to see, for example, if we start going low and we start ranging, you'll see this is an older one, this is the newest one. It will ping pong between these levels and the midpoint. Now, is the midpoint, is it on? Let me show you. So I always put them on Monday, and we might see some price action once we move down, because I do expect it to move down on NQ. I do expect to go deeper into the range then, and then you'll see that we will pick one between this. So if talking about scalping, I will use that. SK, I live in South Africa currently, but I am Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands originally, but now I reside in South Africa. Yes, just having a good time here. Where are you from, by the way? Let me read. I'm trying out futures firm. Blown everything, just trying to reset my mindset. Yes, don't reset your accounts yet. Just reset your mindset first. Anytime, it's very hard because you want to make money, and I get it. It's like what we're in the business for making money, right? We don't want to lose money, but you either don't have a solid model, and that's why you are over trading, or you have a solid model and it's a mindset thing. But most of the times it's just not having a solid model enough. People think it's mindset, but it's just you don't have a solid model yet, and that's what you need to work towards. And I'm always trying to build models. That's why I am now framing this 150 to 210 macro, because I started looking at it and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. There's always a good move, or it gives you a lot of information. Like, for example, now what I'm looking at in this model is, let me go back to a little bit higher time frame. Now, are we in the big? Now, that's at the 4-hour, right? Here at the 4-hour, with this big range. As long as we're in this range, it's going to be hard to trade this, because we're inside this bloody range. We've been here quite a bit, like it's since last Friday, right? So no, it's not last Friday, it's the 10th of October. It's actually almost, well, it's a full week, trading week already we've been in here. So last week was an inside week, which is hard trading. And I was struggling, honestly. I had a tough week. I had a good trades, but after that, especially in the AM sessions, it was pretty difficult for me to trade. But that is to be expected when you are inside a range like this. So until either we break out of it, we have to expect it. That's why I want to look more into gold. Oh, you're from India. Nice. Where from India? I had a lot of Indians in my first week, so I'm just 2 months in, and I had a lot of Indians at some point, but I haven't seen them I miss my Indian friends. I haven't seen them for a while, so happy to have some Indians back in the game. Mm. Now, what I'm looking at on this 4 hour is this wick here. Just for you to give you an example how I trade, I look into this wick now. I traded because this wick is a rejection, a potential rejection block. So what does it mean? Like if we go higher, we are now, as you can see, we are 50% now of this wick, right? Now I'm watching it. Are we going lower or are we rejecting from it? Or are we going higher? So that is for me very important. That's how I frame my trades. Like, okay, if we go higher, if we go over that 50%, that means we're starting to get a little bit bullish, right? No, done. You see now the body is getting over the 50%, so we're getting we're starting to be strong now, and we're taking out this high, most likely now. Well, let's see. Or it's just going to make another. Oh, you're from Ahmedabad. Okay, gotcha. I was in India many years ago, but I traveled 6 weeks through it. I loved it. It was beautiful, very colorful, and I love the food. Ooh. Especially in all the areas. Every area has different. It's so different with the spices. Now, why is this interesting to me? This high. This high has been created in a macro. So I give it a higher value because even though it's just it's a little bit of a sweep, right? But it's in a macro. So in my 152.10 macro. So we'll have a look now. I'm not going to do any trading yet. I'm just going to wait a little bit. You can ask anything, but if I'll answer, I don't know. That depends on the question. But shoot away. Okay, let's quickly have a look at gold. We'll see if it takes out this high or just creates another high. 121. Now gold doesn't have my interest either because what's the motive behind? Oh, I love that question because that's actually a really nice story because I had never thought I would do this. But I was working for Hola Prime, another prop firm. They hired me. They wanted me to be a trading coach for them. So I'm working for them, and I had to do live streams for Hola Prime. But I was doing it with 3 other coaches. So I had to set up everything. I had to buy lights. I had to buy things. And I thought, you know what, doing it for a company, and doing it with other coaches, because, as a trader, you're just by yourself. It's not that it's lonely, but I think most people can relate to that. Your friends and family that don't trade, they'll listen to you, but they're like, yeah, whatever, it's just a gamble and blah blah blah. They respect you, but you can tell that they're not interested in talking about it because they have no idea what it really means. And so I worked for them, but the problem was at some point, I'm kind of a bit of a rebel, I guess. I had to use a black screen. I couldn't say everything what I wanted. I'm an ICT based trader. They were more retail, their clientele was a little bit more retail minded. And I could tell, outside the ICT community, there's always like, they talk, they don't like ICT. A lot of people, they like to speak trash about him. I don't know why. I don't understand, but whatever. So, and because I wasn't allowed to mention other prop firms, and even though it was good about sometimes you wanted to mention about a specific thing that what happened to you, or even though if it was a good thing, I wasn't allowed to to say specific things, and sometimes it just slip. I'm always myself, so I just sometimes say things without any bad intentions. So that kept, so at some point we were talking, and the lady that hired me, she told me, listen, Iris, you need to start your own YouTube. I said, nah, I can't do that. And she actually is the one that pushed me. And she said, yeah, there's maybe too many rules for you that are a little bit difficult for you. So that's how we went there. So she pushed me, and I actually have to thank her because I'm over 100 now, and I promised her to get back to her when I got to 100. So that's my story. But no, listen, I love the community building, and that's part of it. Hey, Anthony, gold explanation, please. Yes, I've got gold on. Let me go into it for you. As you can see, those yellow lines that you see on the screen are the opening range gaps. And the opening range gaps, why I'm watching right now, is I'm not interested in taking a trade until we, yeah, hey, Mether, you saw it. As you can see, we're working our way into the opening range gap, and I've got the lower one indicated here. Why? Now, I don't think we don't have to go there, but I'm sort of like hoping that we might go a little bit higher into this range again, get into this fair value, and then go into the previous opening range gap from Wednesday. So I'm just watching. I'm not interested in this price action. So that's why I'm just watching right now, because it's very much in consolidation. As you can see on the 30-minute, you're looking at a 30-minute chart. That's why I put that on. I was waiting for you actually, because I was thinking, hey, where's my gold man? And so this is just on the 30-minute, just consolidation, right? So I either wanted to go break out of any level or make it more clear to me what it's doing, because we are rejecting from wicks here. We're using this wicks as a rejection block to the downside, but then it went into this wick here into the, so, and you can see I made a short why I use 1/3 levels and not only quarter levels, because it can help you very much in your trading when you combine it on the higher time frame and on the lower time frame, and especially when you use gaps. So I'm just watching it, Anthony, right now. Let me know if you have any buyers or what you're looking at in gold, if I'm overlooking anything. Because what I do see on gold, and it has my interest. Oh no, I thought it was a total flat one. But you can see it's going higher, higher, higher. This is setting up for low resistance liquidity run, right? So let's see if we can frame the trade, because it's using all these levels again, and this is setting up a beautiful low resistance liquidity run, because it's high, a low, a lower low, a higher low, and this is another higher low again, right? So so I'm just watching it at the moment. I don't see a trade right now, in all honesty, even though I want to. So just have to wait. I just want more confirmation in this area. So that's gold. But it's still early. We are in London. It's 3 o'clock, by the way. So let's have a look, and let's go back to NQ quickly. Let's see if we've got some interesting price action. Q a little bit same, as long as we are in this long range, right? We are in this higher time frame. So last week was an inside week, and that's one of the reasons it was pretty tough to trade it. And I'm looking at rejection here. Like we're rejecting now over the 50%, so I do think we are going lower on NQ. So I'm anticipating, so I'm leaving gold now for what it is, and I'm more interested now in NQ, because we are rejecting of the 50%. So we have to frame a trade. I'm going to the 1 minute because we have to start. So I'm looking for you mean on so what are we looking for? What does RN mean? Okay, now I'm getting interested. So we've printed the first presented fair value gap of London, but we're still in this range. I'm not entering on a trade yet. If I miss the move down, it's fine, because I'll frame another trade. Because what? we did not take out any high. We just created highs in a range. We are actually bouncing off an old first presented fair value gap. I use more presented fair value gap. This is the one that is from after midnight, which is a very important one as well, as you can see. So for me, I'm not entering, even though it's macro time. Why? We're just creating equal highs. We're in a range and we're bouncing off this first presented. So for me, I could get in, but I'm like, okay, we already disregarded the first presented, but this is a price action because it could, go back and forth. It could now, the range could contract a little bit as well. So both gold and Q, I'm just waiting at the moment. So the plan for today is watch. Okay, so our SK. In all honesty, if we have price action like this, it doesn't matter to me because it gives you a lot of intel for the next day. So I stream London, but also the New York session. So sometimes London is just about, collecting intel and going over data and just seeing what is it giving. Because if it's in consolidation, it doesn't matter to me because after consolidation, you get manipulation and then the distribution move. So I don't mind to wait and to not, waste any money or get bad trades. So, but hey, we just have to wait a little bit longer and see what happens, right? Once we break out, and if I could frame the manipulation move, because that's a good thing after consolidation, you get manipulation and then distribution. It's always AMD. So we wait for that. And at some point, if we would go lower, I would love if we would get this, we would go down and we work our way through this N walk, so the new week opening gap. And you start seeing a range. If we have a range, I don't mind if it ranges between 2 and 4, because then I can frame scalps. So the plan for today is just to watch price action and find good trades when they present themselves. But yeah, I will definitely, even when this stream finishes, I will be back in AM session, and sometimes even I do lunch PM sessions too. I actually just started doing the lunch PM sessions, the AM sessions. So sometimes I stream really long, but I have to take a break. So, but I do love trading lunch and PM sessions as well. So let me just quickly check my. I need to. I have some Wi-Fi issues. I am on internet, so but I've got some people who have to come by, so I need to check my phone. Not that I'm not interested in go, but I need to check if I have because workers are coming. Just need to make sure that I'm not missing any important messages, so I can let the people in, right, and do their job. So, but SK, just come hang out and yeah, we can give you the mental support. We've got a very nice group of people already, and we're growing. We are growing, and it's very exciting. And it's only nice people. I mean, I don't have any bad, nasty people in the chat. I think we scare them off very quickly. So people that are nasty, they are, I have never even banned someone. No, it was never necessary or whatever. So, all good people. Yeah. So just watching and hang out with guys, and this is I know people want to trade. I understand that. So I understand if I say I can't frame a trade, people leave and they are not interested. That's good. That's fine. But if there's no trade, I really have to wait. And I also have to practice patience, because if I do not trade mechanically and I go into trading just because I get FOMO, then my brain starts to, I get the same things like we all have, like you start over trading and stuff like that. But so we really need to frame a good trade, like have a full liquidity sweep. When I see this price action, I don't get upset. I just think, hey, AMD accumulation. I'm waiting for the manipulation. So that might be manipulation, might be displacement very to the downside. I might miss that, but I don't care. You know what? Because if it's the first displacement out of accumulation, it's the manipulation move, and then I attack for the distribution move. So that's why I always have, then you have a much higher risk to reward when you can see the accumulation, the manipulation move after the accumulation. So don't get discouraged when you see this, guys. I get excited when I see accumulation. I just think, okay, it's just accumulating orders. It is just setting itself up for a better move. But we have to wait. So we sit here and we hang out and we can talk. If there's people that want me to talk about specific subjects on ICT subjects or specifics, this is the time that we can use it, to go over different things. And that's also the point of my stream, to help others speed up their learning. I'm still a student, but hey, maybe what I've learned already I can share. And people from the chat can do that as well, or people that are here. But if we're in consolidation and we can't see a proper trade, hey, let's talk about some other things that you want to learn or you want me to go over with, or things like that. So yeah, because I'm not going to trade in consolidation. I'm just going to watch, and I'm already writing down levels. For example, what I do is I go over my charts. I was doing that before I got on, but hey, I always have a piece of paper or a notebook with me, and I write down levels for when it starts moving. I'm prepared. So, and especially now, hey, listen, I get ICT. Okay, ICT is the guy that has presented his life work free on the internet on YouTube. So if you type in ICT, you'll find a lot of information there. And if I may make a give you some advice. Let me put it that way. I'm in 6 months or 6 years, but if I honestly would say if I never would have stumbled upon ICT, I don't think I would be profitable. I would be still struggling with retail logic and be lucky maybe sometimes, and I might see some stuff. But because of ICT, I am able to build my frames a little bit more logically. I trade the breaker a lot. But for me, it's a building block because I have had other mentors after ICT, more time-based. So I've added more time-based elements besides the macro, because the macros are awesome. But there's a lot more to time than only what ICT has given us. So time over price, always. So ICT, SK, if I may make a suggestion, go into YouTube, go to ICT. He has almost 2 million followers now, I believe, but all the knowledge is for free. So that's why you do not have to pay for the proper education to become a good trader. Let me honest, I don't think I paid a lot of money for different things, and it didn't really brought me anything until I found ICT, and that was all for free. So yeah, so I learned for free. I consider it learning for free. So I have to pass it on for free as well. That's what ICT wants. So, but anyway, and then it's overwhelming because there's a lot of ICT videos. You start with the core content. It's the 2016 information. You start there. That's where you will learn how the markets really book. So anyway, but that's what I just wanted to say. Again, I'm not interested yet. We're out of macro. It's 11 past 3, and we're just hovering around the high that has been created in the 150 to 210 macro. Now, I do want to share something that I've noticed in my journaling, that if a high has been created in a macro, it will take at least an hour before it's been taken out. So this high here, let me show you. Okay, there we go. Well, I just want to make the point. I think it's going to be taken now. Why? Because even though we're outside macro, like this has been created, this little high in 152. My journaling told me I have to wait an hour until this one will be broken. And look here, 312. It's just outside the next macro, but I just want to say, I just want to mention it, like, okay, look, we're moving up, and We might break this any time now because the time is right now. Yeah, so when you see this happen, that's why I always mark well, especially I'm building a model around this area now, so that's why I'm marking it. But it has been broken now, and that's okay. Outside macro, but that's fine. But you always wait 1 hour and into the next macro, or the hour macro that is, so this is the 150 to 210, and now it broke it just after. It was 311. Okay, whatever. You see? 311, just outside the macro time. So now I'm getting more interested because we broke that high, which is a significant high because it was formed in macro. Now you would say, could we go higher? Yes, we can, but I am still watching this rejection block. So I just want a little more information. If we are, this was high, the sweep that we needed to move downwards again, right? Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking like what is the algo telling me it's going to do? Is it going to tip its hand? Are we done now? Did we break out of the consolidation, or are we going to have a manipulation move to the upside? But that wouldn't make sense to me because we are in a rejection block. So I just want to wait a little bit longer. Yes, SK, I have had paid outs for. I started with Top Step and I did really, really well with them, but I moved to South Africa, and at some point they had a list with countries that were not able to, and they sent me a letter that the email once you start doing well, hey, we're watching you, we're in a bit we'll move you to live. And that's when we found out I was in South Africa, so they couldn't move me to live. So we had to depart. They were very strict. They did not, because you cannot stay in sim funded. So I had to leave them. Then I was with my funded futures. I was profitable there as well. And they did not have South Africa on the list straight away, but once I was there, it came on their list as well. But they allowed me a little bit longer to stay in sim funded. And same thing happened there. I had to leave. And then I just traded my own live account because I thought, okay, well, I can't have any prop firms anymore. But then now there's new prop firms that they stay in sim funded. So, for example, Funded Next, I don't have that issue because I can be funded, but you stay in sim funded, which I actually which I like because you don't have to pay your own commission. So I prefer that. So I prefer the companies actually where you don't have to go to live. Now let's have a look, because this looks pretty bullish to me, but I don't like we did not retest this first presented fair value gap, which I normally want to see happening. But hey, we look bullish, right? But we're outside macro, so we're just going to wait. We've got some levels to the upside. Let me quickly look in gold. Okay, gold is also breaking out a little bit. I would presume that gold is going to take this high. But let's focus on NQ for now. It's a little bit so this area is a little bit too tricky for me. Why? So we took out a high that's been created in a macro, right? This little high. But what I'm still looking at is this 4-hour large wick. Like I still don't know if this is a rejection block or not, because we're moving around 50%. As you can see, the bodies are still, it is not going over. So I am very, very careful here. I am not trading it anyway until I have a clear read on what the price action is doing. Are we creating the manipulation move? Are we really breaking out, or did we just create a little bit of another high just to go back into the range? Astra, why is the market closed? Is it holiday? No. Or am I missing something? Um, You know that the NQ futures are open 24/7 besides 1 hour, right? It's not only US market. This is London. Let me check. You're making me nervous now. Did I miss a holiday? I don't think so, right? No, I don't think we have a. No, I think you are not aware how futures work. Astra, futures are 24/7 basically, but only close between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern time. But this is London session, so the futures market have a London session, an Asia session, and a New York session. So I think that is actually the NQ market is never closed, only between 5 and 6 o'clock. Yeah, well, we'll get you there. But you know, SK, I think you need to study a little bit more and work on a model. What is your model? What do you trade? What is your strategy? So guys, still waiting. I really want to wait because I really want more information around this rejection block. I just want to be sure that we're not rejecting at that 4 hour rejection block, and price is not giving me anything solid at the moment. So either we go through it. No, you're not, Astra. I was on the wrong NQ. What do you mean wrong NQ? Oh, you are on the. Is there a stock that is called NQ? Restricted myself to trade because I thought it was closed. I'm so. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Well, welcome anyway. Good you're here. Anyway, you're here, and um, it's okay. So, and I just have to check my phone because I've got some people, some workers coming for the internet because I am attached to the router, but I don't have any Wi-Fi for some reason. Um, and the geyser, I don't have hot water. I don't know if you guys, I mean, I hate having a cold shower. And it's summer here, but it's bloody cold. Yeah. So SK, that is the issue actually. If you don't have a solid trade, you just want to, and the mind tricks you. But hey, listen, I've got a good video on how the brain works for overtrading. Look it up on my it's called the revenge trading trap, or how the brain works. Um, it's the Nas. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Hey, listen, we can trade 24 hours here on NQ. That's why I actually like the futures market as well because we can trade all the time. And I don't trade Asia because then that's when I sleep because I'm in South Africa, so it's a different time zone. But I think it's a luxury for us being able to watch London um, and to be able to trade London and New York session. I think that's really good. But hey, welcome. Come to the good side. Come to the join us in the futures market. It's fun. I mean, I love futures. I'll never go back to stocks. So okay, just checking out on gold. So I just want to point out again, using those quarters and 1/3, for example, you can see how beautifully it bounces off the 1/3 level here. So I made a short on it, why I used how I could frame the Friday reversal at 4:20 a.m. I couldn't take the trade because I had to leave. I had to run errands, but I spotted it and I said, hey, listen, I'm getting out on that move. I made a short on that, and that was the 1/3 again. So how much do you risk per trade? Well, that's a good question. It depends on if I'm doing a prop firm. You have to calculate it not from the amount of money if you trade a 25K account, it's not 25K, but your drawdown, and your drawdown is only 1,500. So then you calculate. Some people say 0.5, but I think it's a little bit too little. So I don't stick to the 1%. I go a little bit higher, but that is me. But if you just start out, you actually, you trade with one micro, and then you can give yourself $20 of risk per trade. I would start with that. And if you do well, then you can, go a little bit higher. But I would just start, let's say with yeah, make it 1.5%, maybe 2. But then you have to stick to one micro. You really cannot trade with a mini because then you will blow your account. But I like the funded next. Funded next, they have a rapid challenge which you can pass in 1 day, and then you get the consistency rules in there when you get funded. But I want to be able to pass my funded account faster than getting my payouts from a funded account. So my evaluations, I want to get to the next step, and then I'll slow down a little bit. But that's me. But if you just start out, you don't want to put pressure on your time of passing an account. So then you could go for the legacy account with them. But there are many options then. But yeah, you have to keep your risk very tight, especially. But hey, listen, if your mindset or if you don't have a good model, you do not trade at all. I really want to give you that advice. I would rather have you paper trade. I paper trade a lot. You'll see me now when I take my first trade. It will be a paper trade, and I'm always very open about that. Why? Because when I just start the day or after the weekend, I want to see where I am. Am I reading the market properly? Am I? Sometimes you're off, and sometimes you're just not in tune. And when I paper trade, I journal my paper trades just as my other trades. So that's how I also improve my executions. Sometimes if I feel like, my executions are not on top because I'm a distribution trader, but I want the best risk reward trades. So sometimes I do put on paper trades, and I always say that. And if you listen, paper trade, no, I'm not trading my evaluation. And if I mimic the trade on my evaluation or on my funded account, I always say that. But sometimes I'm just not. It's only a paper trade. But I'm not ashamed of that. I'm really not ashamed of that. And the people who are, talking about that, I don't care. I really don't care. Oh, okay, SK. That is the rookie mistake. You can never do that. You can never ever. That's how you blow up, because the logic of it has to go down at some point. There is no technical analysis or logic behind it, just because you're hoping that at some point it will. And we are bullish until the market technically shows us that it's not anymore. So you need the technical knowledge to read the market. Like when it's going down, you need the confirmation, and then you get in after you had one solid confirmation. So if you don't have that, you cannot do that. That is the worst you can do. And that's how people, because the market can go up as long as it wants, and it might retrace just only 23% instead of the normal OTE that we use, right? So I also have another short how I made, I have two shorts for you, how I calculate the FIB OTE. Then, hey, someone subscribed, I hear it. I can hear it, but I can't see who it is. Why do I always miss it? I know I can hear it. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing, whoever you are. But I'm going to name you because I know when I get that message, it's a pop-up, and I want to. You're welcome, SK. I want to help because I know anybody can become profitable if you put in the work. That's just very important, that you put in the work, and then it's possible for anyone. But you just need to study, and don't be lazy. Lazy people will never make it in this world. That is one thing I know for sure. Money Vidi, I see your name now. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. We crossed the 100, so I'm very excited. I actually was like, oh my god, it's not going to happen until the end of Oh, I actually have 2 subscribers. I see. Wow, thank you so much. I thought it wasn't. I wasn't supposed. I thought I would reach 100 before end of October, but here we are. So very appreciative, all you guys, and I love it. I just love it. So very appreciative. Okay, again, guys, you see how we're just moving. It's so we are going up into that range in that wick, but I'm still not convinced. So I just want to wait till a macro and maybe even till 4 o'clock. Yeah, if you're lazy, it might be a bit of a problem, being honest with you, because it doesn't come easy. Hey, listen, I did not become profitable or get the knowledge that I have by not doing anything. I've studied ICT extensively. I did the core content 2 times. I watched all his videos. I watch everything. If he goes live, I am watching it. I still follow other people as well. You need to study and you need to keep on learning, because even though I have basis, I'm still not there. I still feel I am just starting to. I think you can, I think you're after 10 years in, you can call yourself maybe intermediate as a trader, because there's so much to learn. You cannot be lazy. Being emotional doesn't matter, but being lazy is, it's difficult for a trader, to be honest, especially in the beginning times. If it would be easy, everybody would be a rich person if trading was so easy. You are competing with the most vicious, greedy people in the world that don't want to give their money away. You have to remember that. You're entering a world which is supposed for you to lose money. So if you are not, the only thing you need to do, and that's for everyone, you don't have to be that intelligent. You just have to work a little bit harder than the average person. Study a little bit more than the average person, and you'll get there. I can tell you that. Because it's all, Hey Karamasa, yeah, I don't really mind if there's no news sometimes, because it depends on how the markets are booking. I am actually still waiting for information, but if I look at, and we are still on NQ, let me go over. As long as we are in this area here, this is the whole range we have to work our way through. Now, the question is, I am looking how we are behaving in this area. This is a large wick. Are we going to disrespect it, and are we going to go into this fair value gap and then go into the range here, or are we going to take out this high? I really don't know at the moment, in all honesty. The markets are, for me, we are still in, especially we are in this mid area of this CB, and we have been working our way, we had an inside week last week, and now we are just sort of like working our way up. So we had a bullish, Friday was bullish, right? We went up, but I do think we're going to get a retracement at some point, but I'm hoping that will be our manipulation move. So we go into this area to go back further up. That's what I think, but I don't know yet. If we would reject from here in this wick, I would love to see the rejection already, so the manipulation move to the downside in London, but I'm just not sure what it's doing. It could trickle its way up to fool us all, and then have the manipulation move into the AM session. But for now, I really don't know, and it's really, I would be lying if I would, because I just don't know at the moment. But we did take out a high, but it's not convincing to me the way it's moving, because it's just, as you can see, it's very slow. It's 1:30, and look what happened. We just have a few. So I'm waiting till 4 o'clock. So at this moment, it just doesn't give me a lot of information what it wants to do. But let's have a look at gold. Again, gold is, same thing. No, you're not irritated. You would know when you would irritate me. Listen, I'm trying to be always I am a very nice person, but if people really, that's why I was joking, like, hey, if there was a nasty person here, he was out very quickly. But no, they're not silly, and I think a lot of people can relate to you. SK, I'm talking to you. I'm just feeling lost, but I'm just trying to someone else talk more properly. Yes, no, I totally understand where you're coming from. I just want you to, if you want to become profitable, you cannot be lazy. You need to work. I can talk to you whatever I want, but you need to put in the work yourself. And I can show you to the route that I took and what worked for me, but it's still your journey, and I can just support you and people here, and we can just tell you, motivate you, but you still need to put in the work. And just listening to me won't make you profitable. You really need to put in the work. And I think not having, well, maybe it's a good thing you're lazy because you haven't studied all that bullshit retail stuff that we all started with, and that, we don't become profitable for years. So it's a good thing maybe. But now if you start with ICT, I do believe you get a solid basis to work on. It's a building block. So, and then you hang out with the right people who motivate you, but you do need to have to put in the work yourself. But think about it, if not being lazy gets you to a point to get you less miserable, let's say you give yourself a year before you become profitable. You study, but in a year time you'll be able to make money from the platforms. Would that be a good thing to work toward? You have to be honest to yourself. It doesn't come like that. It's something you need to put in the work. You need to paper trade, and you need to find a model and test your model. And it goes in ups and downs. It goes in flows. Yes, no, you may ask me. Yes, I am profitable, but like I said, it didn't come easy. It comes with a lot of challenges, but you don't give up. So I've been trading 6 years in total, but I wasn't profitable at all until I found ICT. And when I found ICT, everything started clicking for me, and I found my model, and then I moved more into time-based trading. So I had other mentors after ICT. They are all ICT based, but they had different, they went deeper into time. So time is important. Why? Because the algo is scripted against time. That's what it means. I'm a time-based trader because at specific time. That's why that's why I showed you guys. I was already thinking, okay, this little high has been created in a macro, and when I said to you guys, okay, we might take this high within the next macro because this is scripted. Because that's how the algo works. Time is scripted against time, and you see here, it was outside macro, but just 1 hour exactly the next macro, it did it, and now I'm moving higher, but I'm still not convinced. So, but we're trickling up, and like I said, I don't like it when it doesn't retest my fair value gap here. I want to see that. It's the first presented in the London session. Is it? Oh, no, I made a mistake here. I made a mistake. Why? I'll tell you why. You don't want the first one, you want the one after one. Let me quickly change that. It should be 301. There we go. Yeah. But it still didn't retest it. So, yeah, I promise I will not be lazy and normalize it. Only trading can fix. I promise I will follow everything. I will study. Only trading. Yeah, but the problem is if you're focused on money that bad, it's not good. You cannot. You either need to find a job. It's really stressful if you are putting everything on trading. Okay, now. Okay, it's getting interesting now. Do you think faster if they learn psychology first? Um, I love those questions because I've been actually really So even though I have a specific, I gained some technical knowledge and I was doing better, I still had, sometimes I was still like, why am I over trading? Why am I, just blew up my account, and why did I even blow up my funded account? I shouldn't be doing that because I've got the knowledge already. And, we all say to ourselves, like, yeah, you know exactly why you're doing it, right? And so I actually went deeper into that topic, and I actually made a video on it. Let me put that video, because it wasn't because of my own mistakes that I started, like, and I found out that it is also partially biology, and not only it's not only discipline, because I was confused by myself, and I also saw my fellow traders, and I was like, how did that happen? Because they are so, they do so well, but they also fell into that trap. Let me just link that video, because it was a video I made a few weeks ago, and I think it doesn't get a lot of, I just started this channel. It was one of my first, because it fascinates me, because I also fall into that trap sometimes. Even though I'm a little bit further, it happens less. The more experience you get, the less you overtrade. But it is biology, and it's not only discipline. So people can study psychologically everything, but it still doesn't help them for some reason. So, but you do need to have mindset things, and you need, so I make this video, but also how to it's like a loop. Your brain goes into a loop. And I also gave some things how you can close the loop without, so what you have to do to prevent yourself from overtrading. Let me quickly link it. I think it's a pretty solid, I think I'll do more videos on that, but there you go, I'll put it here. So I made this video specifically on that topic of overtrading. And SK, look, I think it's also for you. This might be a good video. So you can have all the knowledge you want, but it's also biology, and the markets are designed around fear and greed. So they are designed for us to trigger our brains to do these things. So okay, now let's see. We're at a very important level now. I just want to see how it reacts. We are, what time is it? 3:40. Okay, interesting. I think we'll get a trade after around 4 o'clock. Let's see. I'm not interested in this move to the upside if it goes in this way, because you can see, right? It goes. We are now. But I do like to see if we are going higher. But Kalamasa, I personally think trading is 80% mindset and 20% skill. I used to think that, but I actually think now, because I really look for algorithmic signatures. For me, it's 50-50 now. But I totally get it. But the more you understand how the algo books, and the more you can find the algorithmic signatures, the more you will, and time-based things. So that means more knowledge, I think. And then mindset, the more mechanical my trades become, so the more I can trust data and time, the less emotionally I get. So I've got a model, my 10-4, that's in the AM session. And if the 10 o'clock prints, it's a 4-hour, it's the distribution move of the 4-hour candle, basically. I just look for a specific level, and that's an old 4 o'clock, for example, and I just get out, and I don't care if it goes lower, and that's fully mechanical. I have zero emotions with that trade, zero, and I don't, and if it runs further down, I don't care. I let it go, because I've got my, it's sometimes a 200-point move that I get. Do I care if it's 250? Do I care if it's 300? Or even when it's a 100-point move? I don't care if it goes lower. I will frame a next trade in 1 or 2 hours then. But for that move, I'm just done. Because, and then I just look at it, reassess, I journal it, and then I frame my next trade. But I take my time. I don't overtrade anymore. So now I'm getting interested. Let me just have a look. So I try to trade as mechanically as possible using time, and now we have a weekly high above us, right, at 21, 25, 2580. But are we going to go lower now? Are we going to go back to midnight? I don't know. I think we're going higher. So no, I don't trade MT5. That's for Forex, right? I only trade on Trade-of-8, and on my live account it's Rhythmic. I'm not too crazy about Rhythmic, but I couldn't choose anything else from them. It's Iron Beam. The broker is Iron Beam. So I don't do anything with MT5. So what are we, yes, and then you get, and then it retraces, and then you get stuck. I mean, if you don't understand the logic of how price action books, because even though it goes up, you get caught in a retracement to the downside. Like for example, now it's still going up, but you get a retracement now, right? But it doesn't mean we are going down. It just means we're retracing now. So that's why I don't enter at this moment, because we are just getting out of consolidation. We made a small move up. Now, what I think is just going to go back tap into let's say we have a breaker. Let me show you how I would, well, let's frame a trade, by the way, because do we have a proper breaker? Do we have a breaker that has formed in that macro, right? Because, yes, we do. Look here. Low, high, lower low. So this is a valid breaker now. We can add this little one here. This is a breaker. Now, now the breaker was actually activated here, if I'm correct. I just don't like this little one here. Is there another breaker we can use? We can use this one here, but also activate it, so we tested it here already. We retested it already, so yeah. I would like to see a retest of this area so that we come down, and then if we go further up, we would take it up further again. Let's see how it reacts here. No, I only trade. I only trade. Yeah. Oh, I hate that rooster. Breaks. There is always slippage, and you have more markets you have to use. So I think futures market is just cleaner. Yeah. Okay, let's see now how we're going to react, because we have I would choose um, futures over forex, definitely, yes. Okay, now let's see if we are entering the breaker. See, you see how it taps into the breaker? Let's see if we go back up. That's what I like to see. Because we have to frame something right now at some point. Because now we moved our way up into this area here. We also have, you see how am I using the breaker? Do you use Discord? I don't have a Discord yet, but at some point when I have enough, when there's enough people here, I will open up a Discord, definitely, yes. But all in the future, yes, but that will come. Just starting out, just 2 months in, so we're just starting out. So we just have to, we're slowly building. I think it's going really well. You know, I'm really surprised how fast it's going already. So, but the Discord, I guess that's the next step, right? That's what we're supposed to do to build a Discord as well, yes. Just 1 second, guys. I need to quickly open up the door for someone. Here we go. Something happening? Back, back, back. Okay. How's it going? Okay, now let's see. I think it's time. We've been very patient, right? It's time for us to. uh, no, I'm not married, but I'm almost engaged. I'm trying not to force him, but no, I have a boyfriend, yes, but we're not engaged yet, but we're close. Yeah. So, but so I should tell him, listen, if you want me to get more profitable, you should marry me then, I guess. I guess that's a good, I think that's a good way to get married, I guess, well, maybe, yeah. Well, I don't think, I don't know if married women are more profitable than married men. I don't know. I think it depends on, just on the character, but women generally, we have better risk management than men. That's what people say. We're more risk averse. Yes. So, but anyway, hey, I'm just look see how I don't I just don't like this price action because it's just yeah. Do you guys hear the music, by the way? No, it's not a trading. We are. It's definitely not a good trading environment. I think maybe we should call it a day as well, and just maybe I think maybe that's the best thing to do because I'm also looking like, it's just trickling, it's just not giving anything. It will be better at some point, but maybe we should just call it a day for here, guys, and just wait a little bit until there's more we can do. Because we are now yeah, we're almost into 1.5 hours, but I think we really have to, I don't think we will get anything until in a couple of hours. I would rather be back in pre-market and have a look. We do have a macro. Just let's wait for the macro here. We've got the 350 to 410 macro, so let's just wait for maybe we do get something. Um, yeah, but yeah, there's no news. But you know what? Don't be fooled by that because if you have an inside week, we had an inside week last week. Don't be fooled with a no news Monday because you can still get very very good moves on Monday. Um, so I think this is yeah. I think I'm gonna go for let me see. This is just a paper trade, not anything on my account. What am I doing here? Boom. I think this is now. I think we're gonna make a. I think we get. Let me quickly have a look. I'm not. I'm not. This is just a paper trade, guys. I'm not in. I don't have. I already. I'm too late to get into enter my own account. I'm just too. I have to frame my trade. I have to frame my TP. I haven't even done that properly. Where would be my TP? Would be. You see what I mean? The retest. I think I'm getting out here. I think this is the retest I was looking for. I'm still in a. I'm just in a paper trade. Let me see if it is respecting this fair value because I wanted actually this is my retest. I think I would rather have this retest and go back up, but I'm in a short now on paper. Um, but it looks weak to me now. Um, 098. You see? I think I have to reverse it. I think this is. I'm getting out. This is actually a good trade for me to how I frame breaker. We test our breaker on a first percentage fair value gap on. So this is actually a long for me. I'm getting in a long because I think it's more a long than a short to be honest. But hey, it could be. So that's why I'm just testing it and see where I am. If my logic. This is. I'll also test my if my if the algo is running like it normally is, like is it doing a retest of a breaker, is it disrespecting levels, then I know I have to stay out. That's why I'm not putting any money on the line. But I could frame it both ways now. So if I'm doing this and I know, okay, I've already got out of a trade, then I know, okay, you know what? We're done for today, for this session. We just have to wait a little bit longer because it might go back up again and take another level. You see, this is a macro. It's just not running. But then the 4 o'clock is coming. I don't think it's really a nice. I like this break. I was waiting for this to be retested. We took liquidity here. You see, it's just not moving away. But it's almost 4 o'clock. Let's see what happens because 4 o'clock is could give us some liquid some injection of volatility. So we got a weekly high at 25,179. Yeah, I think it's more bullish now. 25,179. It's going to be scalp. 25,179. 25. Why are you not going? I need to go higher. It's just a paper trade. So my trade will be invalidated if we go below the. I really needed to spike up back up again. Yes, okay. Now I'm going to go out. Okay, that's what hold on. I just want to see how it reacts here. That's why I'm saying it's very tricky price action. It looks bearish, right? But don't be fooled. See that I was. See, I said I wanted to spike up, but then again, I'm still not convinced about this price action. So if this is now the price action we're in, I know now. Okay, I don't like that, but I was looking for this reaction, and you can see we're above the midpoint. Now, why am I more bullish than bearish, right? I can hear you guys are thinking that. Why is she bullish in this price action? How is that possible? That's my higher time frame analysis here, and But it's actually very confusing because here we're bearish still. But it's the rejection block that I'm looking at. So because we passed over the 50%, because 50% over the rejection block, that's why I'm more bullish than bearish. So that exactly. We're over 50% here. Okay, this is why I framed a bullish trade. 50% of this wick, and we were over it during a macro. So that's why even though we have passed 25% and the 33%, that's why I'm more bullish than bearish. And like I said, I'm waiting for the retest. I already mentioned a while back, I want a retest of this. If I see a retest, I will be more bullish. Now there was a manipulation move here that was nasty, but it could still, it could still slam back because it's very nasty price action. But this is my TP now, 176. Oh, hold on, I need to frame my trade. It's a good trade, I guess. I'm just, I don't have the time to get in. It's okay, I don't mind. Don't quit me, SK. When I'm in a paper trade, it's because I'm still warming up, okay? I frame a trade. It's based on logic, but I might be wrong. But retest in the breaker. We're retesting first percent fair value gap of London. We are over the 50% of a rejection block. So I framed it for myself, but it doesn't mean the market has to do it, right? Because it's a tricky market right now. We're in a very nasty area of the market. And this is not how you want to see it run. You don't want to see it run. If you have a macro, you want to see it run faster. So this is not ideal. Because it's running like this, I don't trust it at all. I need to see distribution, but I do think this is just the manipulation move. So I think I can trail my stop a little bit. You see, guys, do you want to be in a trade like this? In all honesty, I'm not going to put my money on the line with this. We're just going to wait till the end of the macro, and then we're just going to give it. We're just going to let it just do what it needs to do. But guys, I am not, because there's no news, and if we have so much consolidation today, I actually am getting very excited because we might get a good day in the AM PM session. Because it doesn't mean if there's no news that there's not going to be not going to be a solid move. We're in the third week of the month, which is most of the time distribution. We had an inside week, so I do expect we are going to get some movement, but it might be later in the week. See, we're going back in the range, right? Oh, it's okay. It can stop me out. Then we're going to stop the stream. But I just want to point out, like, looking at the macro already, I just want to point out to you guys, if you see a macro running like this, and it's already 4 past 4, 5 past 4, don't expect too much of it. It's already, it could run after the macro, but it's very tricky. It's just going to, make price action really difficult. But I'm still, I am technically bullish. That doesn't change. But look how it's moving, and it might just slam down. We're below the 4 o'clock now again. Now I want to see how it reacts in this week. Let me just put my stop low a little bit lower. I'm just going to go back into a little bit lower again. Why? I want to see if this is going to be a rejection block or not. If it's going to disrespect this wick, then we're definitely we turn bearish. But I'm still bullish but it's just not. I would never enter. I guess I'm just entering because I'm on stream a little bit. But this wouldn't be a trade I would like to. I would not enter if I'm by myself and trade this price action. But this is just because it's 4 o'clock, and I think there will be some movement. But it's just creating liquidity. You see that? It's just. And also, always remember when you see two wicks, larger wicks, both of them on you're in. It's going to consolidate. We're going to get a new range of consolidation most likely, or until it disrespects one of the two. So it's the end of the macro. So no run in the macro. We might get a distribution move just outside macro, but you can never trust those. They're highly manipulated, and they're not solid. So you can see we're going lower, 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 but we have a block here, and we're outside macro. Yeah, I'll just leave it on to show you guys. Boom, you see, that's what I mean. Outside macro, or you get a move like that. You don't want to be in that, right? So this is very typical. So I didn't no money on the line because it was just a paper trade, because I already felt like, okay, we're just going to disrespect most likely this one here, and yeah, it is okay. Guys, I think I'm just going to end the stream here because it's the price action is not very to my liking, or I don't think we should get into trades in this environment. We just have to wait. I still have to. I'm just waiting for all the workers and get some things done, and then I can decide what time I can start my stream. I will be on definitely in the AM session, and most likely, for sure, it will be a lunch PM session. But I just have to see what I'm going to do with the AM session. So I'll make it a time when I've got everything sorted, because I've got a lot of errands to run. And I'll be back. But don't overtrade. Be careful in this area, okay, guys? It's shit. It is shit. So let me check gold quickly. Okay, gold is also, no, it's just not really, it's moving up, but once it goes here, maybe it slams down. So we're gonna wait. I think we'll have a good trade in the pre-market AM session, and otherwise in the PM session. Who cares? But don't waste your money. Thank you, guys. I want to appreciate every one of you for joining, and the new subscribers as well. I'm really very appreciative of all you guys. So thank you. But let's just keep it here for now, because the environment is too nasty. Save our ammo for you see it just stays in the range. It's more like it will trickle down a little bit, but not interested for now. So I'm just just sort of like, yeah, no, it's out. No, we really have to wait a little bit longer, and yeah, we're gonna do. It will be. NQ needs a laxative again, so we have to wait until NQ got the laxative again, or the enema in this case, and then we'll be back. If I'm back in time, the pre-market is good, I might even hop on even earlier than the market open. Because hey, listen, if it's going to consolidate like this for a long time, hey, let it go, and then we have a nice trade in the AM pre-market session. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Um, be careful, and I'll talk to you in a few hours, most likely. Bye bye.